1 of the National Football League, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Packers and the Bears, and it's coming up next.
Season, no Aaron Rodgers. This is gonna suck.
A new season of NFL football is here, and we're off in 2023 on EA Sports. Keyshawn Nixon now from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
Here we go, back.
A guy coming off a career high in rushing yards last year. Here's Aaron Jones. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down. From the 29, here's a 2nd and 7. They'll go again to Jones. And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3. So it's a tough test for the Packers' new starting quarterback, Jordan Love. 2 road games to begin the year. Today here in Chicago, next week in Atlanta. But he's one of the rare first-rounders that got to sit and watch for a little bit. So how do you think that'll serve him going forward?
Well, you sit there and absorb game plans for all this time. You watch how people prepare. You see how teams respond to being up, down, all those things. Now he gets to step into that role and be the leader of this team. All the things he's dreamed of and imagined, now he gets to put into practice.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They'll send Reed in motion left. On 3rd down, Love. And that is incomplete. Really did everything to hold on to it, but a nice play defensively, and now brings up 4th down. On now is the Packers punter. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and the Bears take over. So here come the Bears to take over on offense behind their 3rd-year quarterback, former Ohio State Buckeye Justin Fields.
We all knew Fields was an incredible athlete coming out of college, and last season, he unleashed it upon the NFL. Ran for over 1,100 yards and would have broken the quarterback single-season record if he had played the full season. He also threw 17 touchdown passes, and that's the next jump for him. More consistency as a passer.
Another carry for Herbert on 2nd down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run with Herbert. Pushes past him. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, just the last thing you want to see here in the first quarter of a new season. Hopefully nothing serious. We'll step aside for a moment. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper, and it's 2nd down. Well, that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
Where's the spy?
Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Beating him there with his legs. 21 yards, first down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, a run with Herbert. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3. The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. Back to throw, Fields. And it is incomplete. Green Bay up to the task there in coverage and forcing a 4th down. The Fields is off, and on comes Cairo Santos for the Chicago field goal. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. Santos' kick is up and through, and it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
Nixon elects not to return it, and this comes out to the 25. The Packers offense here coming back out for their 2nd drive. And one of the things we like to hit on every year are the new rule changes. We got a few for 2023. A lot are procedural, having to do with deadlines and roster construction and such. But two kind of caught my eye, Charles. One is the option to fair catch a kickoff and have it come out to the 25 like it does in college. You like that?
I don't. I don't like it at all. I don't like it in college. I don't like it in the NFL. I want to have something different, and I really wanted the special teams coaches to be a little bit more involved. But I do understand why the league is doing it. They believe it promotes safety, and it's hard to argue against that.
What about, this is the other one, guys can now wear the number 0. We've already seen some make the switch, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Swift, Braxton Berrios, amongst others.
Yeah, and you know something? When you see those guys make that move, I don't mind that at all right? A little more expressionism for these guys. I love it. I just think we didn't go far enough. What about 00, like Jim Otto used to wear, or Kenny Burrow used to wear? Let's add that back to the NFL jerseys.
On play action, Love to throw. He has it complete to Christian Watson. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Over 600 yards and a rookie receiver, best 7 touchdowns in 2022. Not a shabby debut for Watson, but the Packers need to develop into a number 1 for one of the league's youngest and least experienced receiver rooms.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And not much running room. Down to the 32. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
Partner, that's another short run there, and I think the easy thing is to look at him right now and say, let's get away from him entirely to start throwing the football, but I don't think you ever entirely abandon the run. It helps set a tone for the game for you, keeps your offensive linemen feeling good about themselves, and it actually tamps down a defense's pressure because if you just throw it all the time, it's going to tee off with the pass rush.
Love to throw for it on 4th. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. Back in Chicago, ready for the 2nd quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams trying to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
On third down, Herbert. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
From this vantage point, they've got the lead here, so for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football and let my defense defend the long field.
If you go for it, you don't get it, then you really put your defense in a tight spot.
Yeah, but we never know what people ultimately will decide to do here on 4th and inches.
This is taken around the 12. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7, and it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that fourth down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now 1 yard to go on third down. They'll try and run for it with Jones. It's a first down following a gain of 3.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. Love's throw brought in by Watson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold. Love going to give this one to Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
And this will be a pickup of 9 to the 46.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs. He's got room at the 30. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it'll move the chains. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Love, they go play action now. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggle is to...
Fleur loudly voicing his objections to that previous call. So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have 1 challenge remaining. They go back to the ground with Jones. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
To throw now. Here's Love. He finds Watson complete. And the Packers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They'll send Watson in motion right. Love. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Up the middle, Jones. And same result. He's going to take this just to the line of scrimmage before running into a brick wall. A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal.
What the heck? How did it run another play? I did not call this. At least another timeout.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Now Love. And he's got it. It's caught. Packers touchdown. Jaden Reed, his first NFL reception, goes for 6. And the Packers have taken the lead.
Love's first TD pass as the official starter goes.
Carlson's extra point up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that drive spans 13 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession in the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
On first down, it's Fields. And he hits his target, the tight end Lewis. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Fields. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Read option, here's Herbert. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
But this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting them to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, with a minute 2 on 3rd down, you're a little off balance.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 23. To throw is Fields. That pass complete to Moore. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. Got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
He's got Lewis. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Herbert powering up the middle. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Santos' kick is up and through.
Almost.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Why have one timeout? I mean, I know I wasted these 2 of them. Oh, the challenge.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Love now. Quick slant to Watson. So we've reached halftime here on opening. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Bears offense set to go to begin the 3rd quarter. But, Charles, we saw pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response.
There he goes left side. Down the left sideline. Inside the 20. Touchdown, Chicago. Justin Fields, 75 yards. And the Bears come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Highly contested in the 3rd quarter. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
2nd down, another shot for Jones. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. To pass, here's Jordan Love. He'll complete this one to Watson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. And inside give to Jones. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. Again, it's Jones. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action this time with Love. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
The give is to Jones. 73 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against him.
Love looking to throw it. Slant route, he's got Dobbs. And he's going to have the Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Here's Love. Touchdown, Packers. Romeo Dobbs from 10 yards out. And the Packers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Carlson's extra point up and good. And we are tied at 14. A 10-play drive that time. And that drive all capped off with a Romeo Dobbs touchdown. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here. And
it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
More the motion man right. Oh, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Now he's free at the 35. He may go. Touchdown, Chicago. Chase Claypool, 68 yards. And the Bears have broken the tie. Santos with the extra point. And the lead is now 21-14. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. Nixon now from his end zone. And he returns this to the 22. Green Bay about set for another series. Here comes Romeo Dobbs. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good. But there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But boy, he can explode at any moment.
And when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
And not much doing there. Maybe a yard up to the 23. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all. That leaves them with 3rd and long. And you know, this is the time of game where these drives really, really start to matter. They've got to make some moves.
Love. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings that 4th down. Now is the Packers punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. .44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. And they'll begin by running the option. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down. On 1st and 10, it's Herbert.
Why are you doing this?
Free going down the side. It's a foot race. He's to the 15. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Khalil Herbert, 50 yards. And the Bears get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
On 1st and 10, Love.
Oh, it hit
It's
you in the
knocked away and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
A 2nd down throw for Love. He'll find his tight end here, DeGuara. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 35. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the 1st. A give to Jones. It was T.J. Edwards who brought him down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Love. And it's a Packers touchdown. Romeo Doubs. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Packers are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air, because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
Hey, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
Back now at Soldier Field, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Chicago offense set to get started. They've been rolling the last couple of drives, each ending in touchdowns. So this game is flipped. They were down. Now they're up with the football. We'll see how they handle it.
Can we get a spy on the headset now between the head coach and offensive coordinator? Because they've been in attack mode. Had to get back into the game. Now they have the lead. Do you stay on the attack, or do you dial it back a little bit to try and protect this lead?
Well, my cop-out answer would be somewhere in the middle. I think it's going to be a fine line, is it not?
I think you're exactly right, but I do think if they can stay aggressive and keep them on their heels, they'll be best served that way.
Now an option play on 2nd down. 14 yards that time, and a 1st down on the keeper.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone that has the same agility who can...
Look at this! Middle of the field, a breakaway! Now he breaks free in the middle of the field. On the move past the 40. Touchdown, Chicago! Chase Claypool. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Bears are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Santos with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll run it with Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Desperation time here. Love on 4th down. He finds his man. Complete. That's Reed. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down, and they come up with a big one there to keep the drive moving and then some. Throwing. Love.
No!
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. In motion left, that's Reed. Again, it's Love. He'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 30.
I didn't mean to call the same play again.
Love from the gun. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
Here's Jones. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
Holding offense.
Of course. Of course.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Now a 2nd down throw for Love here. He's able to find Melton. So the completion results there in 9 yards. 3rd and 7 now. They will throw again here with Jordan Love. He finds Watson, complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 18. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. Jordan Love ready on 1st down here. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Off the play fake, Love rolling to his right. That to the sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered,
oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot, because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
The Green Bay offense ready to take over. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, 2nd down.
Nice chunk of yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
On third down, Love. That's taken in by Watson. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. They'll send Reed in motion left. Love now to pass on first down. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bears sack. And quickly they get to the line.
Reed over top.
Throwing on second and long. Love. And
he
releases it, and that'll flow incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on first down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Oh, and a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on fourth.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. Second down, they go back to Herbert. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Throwing on third down, Fields. Over the middle.
Why not just tackle him and carry him over the line?
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bears with a football here as we welcome you back. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Another run on second down, trying to cover up. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
From the gun on third down.
Oh,
Fields.
my gosh.
He's got the connection to Moore. Still going inside the 20. Touchdown, Bears. DJ Moore, 52 yards. And the Bears are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
Are they looking good? Or
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that will make this a 19-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter. A pretty big opening there on first down. 8 yards up to the 33. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Here's Jones again on second down. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. They'll go again to Jones. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. He's going to let it fly. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
What kind of effort was that?
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at triple zeros. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
Play action this time with Love. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing to the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
Love from the gun on third down.
Oh.
And he bats it away, and it falls down.
That's coverage you're just supposed to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
One last shot now for Love. Over the middle, complete. It's Reed. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
I didn't think the defense would be as terrible as they are. But
now, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1. And to come through with a 1